Hi Rashmi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, Ashish. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. I'm glad to have you on board today.
Thanks for
तुझी
inviting
प्रोफाईल
me.
बघितली आणि त्याच्यावरनं असं वाटतं की अरे या व्यक्तीला किती म्हणजे ऍक्टिव्हिटीज करायच्या आहेत की महाराष्ट्र मंडळ पण आहे आणि योगा आहे आणि आर्ट
हो,
आहे आणि अजून बऱ्याच गोष्टी आहेत. म्हणून म्हटलं
हो,
आपण
कविता
जरा
आहे.
काहीतरी गप्पा टप्पा करायला पाहिजे. थोडंसं मला पण काहीतरी
हो,
शिकायला मिळेल, पुणेकरांना पण काही शिकायला मिळेल आणि जे कोणी नवीन येतील त्यांनाही काहीतरी शिकायला मिळेल, नाही का?
thanks.
त्या
Yeah,
दृष्टीने.
true.
सो आपण ना तुझ्या इंट्रोडक्शन पासून सुरुवात करूया. जस्ट टेल अस अबाउट युअरसेल्फ. कुठनं आहेस, पुण्यामधनं, तुझं शिक्षण काय वगैरे, इंट्रोडक्शन as such.
Yeah, sure. So मी basically मुंबईची आहे. म्हणजे I grew up in Mumbai आणि I did my architecture from JJ in Mumbai city. I think everyone knows JJ College of Architecture. So and then from there I worked for big firms. I was working on hotels and five-star hotel projects, residential projects as well. And my father was a construction developer. He was a builder developer. And right from my college days, I've been working with him on sites and been very active in this field. And this was a field of my liking. And I had a lot of ambitions to do a lot of things in this field. Yeah, and then I got married and I moved to Pune, and it was a very big change. Pune was, 20 years back, it was nothing like what it is today. It was quite laid back compared to Mumbai. It was definitely a very big change for me, and no public transport and everything. So I had to start from learning how to drive a two-wheeler, get the license, and and had a couple of accidents as well.
सो मुंबईतनं पुण्याला येताना तुला काही व्हिसा वगैरे अप्लाय करायला लागला का?
तेवढंच बाकी होतं ऍक्च्युली.
तर मला सांग की तुम्ही जेव्हा पुणे सोडून याला ऑस्ट्रेलियाला आला, तर ऑस्ट्रेलियाच का?
ऍक्च्युली मी पुण्याहून बऱ्याच ठिकाणी गेले. आय वेंट टू US. माय हजबंड वॉज इन IT अँड आज वॉज अन अरेंज मॅरेज. आणि आय वॉज व्हेरी क्लिअर दॅट आय डिडंट वॉन्ट टू लिव्ह इंडिया. I had that's why I went for an arranged marriage, because when everything is set, I thought that everything would be set. So yeah, I was very clear to him की मला परदेशात जायचं नाहीये आणि I want to be part of my father's business, and I want to take it forward. And he was also very happy that I don't want to go abroad. I'm not interested in settling abroad. And then he was in IT. But right from the first year of marriage, he was being sent to US all the time.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, and I worked in a firm called Opus Architects in Pune. I also worked with an architect called Amla Seth. She designed one of your IT. In those days, it used to be Canbay.
Right.
So yeah, so that's an office design kit. Then a lot of hotels also I worked on with her, and with Opus Architects I worked on Mercedes-Benz International School project, and yeah, that project got the best school design award as well.
Okay.
And
सो तुझं एज्युकेशन याच्यातलंच आहे का? इंटिरियर डिझायनिंग किंवा आर्ट्स त्या साईडला?
आर्किटेक्चर.
आर्किटेक्चर.
Me architect basically, yeah.
Okay.
But I've always been interested in fine art as well. Right from my college days, and I've been teaching art to kids. The intermediate elementary exams वगैरे असतात ना आपल्याकडे,
Yes.
which is like prerequisite for getting into any art field.
Yes.
So I used to coach students for that. I used to also always take tuitions. I used to love teaching. So I used to teach math, science, and Marathi
Okay.
to students as well. That was just like a pocket money thing at that time. And then in Pune, then we moved to US at least 3 times. Yeah, I went. Second time I went to US was in California. I traveled in my 7th month of pregnancy, and so yeah, my first daughter was born there, and then I came back to Pune. I started my practice, but then again we moved to Boston. So yeah, so a couple of times lived in US. Then again I came back, and I had my second baby, and then my husband was posted in UK. So we moved to London after that, and it was the biggest mistake of my life, I think, moving to London because दोन लहान लहान मुलं होती, and the age gap between them was really less. They are just 2 years apart, both of them. and my son was 1 year old, and it was all the time it used to be very rainy, and I found it very difficult handling both the kids there, and
It's
the house
depressive.
was very small. Yeah, compared to the Pune house, it was a very small space, and I felt I was not really achieving anything out there. So yeah, I ditched my husband and I came back to Pune.
ओके. सो मग आता इथे ऑस्ट्रेलियाला कशी काय पोहोचलीस?
ऑस्ट्रेलियाला अशी पोहोचले की पुण्याला ऍक्च्युली परत आल्यावरती आय स्टार्टेड टीचिंग इन MMCA, मराठवाडा मित्र मंडळ कॉलेज, आर्किटेक्चर
अच्छा.
कॉलेज आहे पुण्याला, डेक्कनला. तर तिथे शिकवत होते. आणि ॲज युजल माय हजबंड केप्ट रोमिंग अराउंड द वर्ल्ड. लाईक तुला जिकडे जायचं तू जा. आय एम नॉट मुव्हिंग आउट ऑफ पुणे एनीमोर. आणि आय स्टार्टेड माय प्रॅक्टिस एज वेल, अँड 2009 आय लॉस्ट माय फादर, आणि त्यांचं सगळं pending projects, I got into the partnerships and was busy finishing off all the pending construction projects, because a lot of people had invested money, and yeah, I didn't feel it was right to let that money go waste, and because it's a like dream, right, for everyone to be having a house of their own. Yeah, so we finished that, all those projects till 2011-12, and then simultaneously I started my practice in Pune, and yeah, so and meanwhile my husband, he came to Australia. He was in the business development group of Capgemini. Achha. And they were working on the ANZ project, and they backed the project, and then somehow he was not getting a release from from Melbourne. Wow. So yeah, 2 years you were like a long distance relationship almost, with both the kids under my wings, and yeah, and his parents were there too, and yeah, it was a very difficult time for me, plus my work and everything. And then finally I thought that there's this time in your life and you start thinking of the bigger picture. Yeah. So yeah, I that time I felt my daughter was 10 years old, and I felt that answering her questions was very difficult for me, that when is dad going to come back, and I'm missing him and things like that. So yeah, so I felt that I was actually for my dreams and for my ambitions, I was being very unjust to my kids. Yeah, so one fine day I said, and I was not really having getting any joy out of it anymore. I felt that I was just I was just chasing this thing without anyone to share whatever I was achieving every day. So there's no joy in achieving anything unless you have someone to share it with. Right. So that was one big lesson that I got through whatever those 2 years of my journey. And then I decided simply one day to just close everything and move to Australia to be with my husband.
Yeah. What year was that?
Yeah, I felt that was in 2014. 14. Yeah, because the next 5 years were like really important for my children to be with their father, because once my daughter crosses, now she's 16, so once they are like 14-15, they hardly want any connection with their parents. Yeah, they are like on their own and with their friends and all that all the time. So I thought that I think I made the right decision at that time. Okay. For the family. Yeah.
So Melbourne la aalayavarti, you must have met a lot of Maharashtrians, a lot of people around here. सो काय डिफरन्स काय वाटला, म्हणजे पुण्यातल्या लोकांबद्दल किंवा पुणेकर इन मेलबर्न किंवा मेलबर्न मधल्या लोकांबद्दल? व्हॉट वाज युअर ऑब्झर्वेशन?
ऍक्च्युली इंडियातल्या कुठल्या पण सिटीपेक्षा बाहेर कुठे पण तुम्ही जा, US, UK और ऑस्ट्रेलिया, कल्चर इज व्हेरी डिफरंट, राईट? म्हणजे इंडियामध्ये कसं की तुम्ही सतत कोणाला तरी भेटता, बोलता. संध्याकाळी इथे 4 लोक तुम्ही खाली उतरला बिल्डिंग मधनं की तुम्हाला मैत्रिणी भेटतात, रात्री 9 वाजेपर्यंत गप्पा गोष्टी होतात. सो बिकॉज आय एम व्हेरी पीपल पर्सन. सो इथे आल्यावरती मला खूपच व्हॅक्युम जाणवला, आणि म्हणजे माझा फोन जो आहे तो सतत वाजायचा पुण्यात असताना. माझी टीम कॉल करत राहायची, क्लायंट्स कॉल करायचे, साईट व्हिजिट्स असायचे, सतत आय टू बी सो बिझी. आणि इथे आल्यावरती मला खूपच मोठा व्हॅक्युम जाणवला, आणि त्या वर्षी स्पेशली महाराष्ट्र मंडळ इथे ऍक्टिव्ह नव्हतं, कारण देर वॉजंट अ कमिटी दॅट इयर, अनफॉर्च्युनेटली. सो त्या 1 वर्षभर मला फार कोणाशी ओळखी झाल्या नाही इथे, त्यामुळे इट वॉज डिफिकल्ट टू गेट कनेक्टेड टू एव्हरीवन. पण सुदैवाने माझे नेबर जे आहेत त्या आफ्टर अ मंथ आय मेट हर, उमा परांजपे म्हणून आहेत ते. So she's a senior lady, but I made very good friends with her. And she used to knock on my door, and yeah, she made me really very comfortable and feel welcome here. So
That's great.
and then and मग gradually 2015 पासून ओळखी व्हायला लागल्या. आणि मी ऍक्च्युली 2014 मध्ये एका आर्किटेक्चर फर्म मध्ये इथे काम केलं, ऍप आर्किटेक्चर म्हणून. So that was like 1 year I worked on temple project and residential projects, etc. over here. And we were thinking that after 2 years we'll go back to Pune.
मोस्टली सगळ्यांचं असंच होतं की ते येतात, हा नाही काय आता 2 वर्ष राहायचं आणि परत जायचं. मग 2 वर्ष होतात, 3 वर्ष होतात, 5 वर्ष होतात. नाही आता काय PR अप्लाय केलाय, PR झालं की जाऊ, असं करत सिटिझनशिप होते, असंच होतं.
हो ऍक्च्युली मला सिटिझनशिपचा मोह नाहीये, म्हणजे आता पण नाहीये. कोणी मला म्हटलं की तुला उद्या तिकीट काढून देतो, तू जाशील का पुण्याला, so I'll happily hop on to the plane and I'll go back to Pune. पण
आता असं म्हणता येईल कारण क्वारंटाईन चालू आहे ना, फ्लाईट चालू नाही.
नाही I from day one I've been saying that.
काय असतं बऱ्याच वेळेला ना की असं आपण म्हणतो, आपण मग जायचा प्रयत्न करतो, वर्षभर कसे तरी राहतो आणि मग असं वाटतं नाही ते आपलं मेलबर्नच बरं होतं, इथे आपलं व्हिजिटला आलं चांगलं. हा माझ्या बाबतीत सुद्धा प्रकार घडलेला आहे. कारण मी अगदी सगळं म्हणजे तो एक्सपिरियन्स मी घेऊन बसलेलो आहे.
ऍक्च्युली माझी मुलं खूप रमली तिथे, एस्पेशली माझी मुलगी फ्रॉम डे वन शी वॉज इन लव्ह विथ मेलबर्न. का माहित नाही पण तिला खूप आवडलं इथे, आणि तिने पहिल्या दिवसापासून तिला तिथे होते, मी नाही जाणार इकडनं परत. So yeah, then I thought की ठीक आहे, मग आता मुलांची शिक्षण होत आहेत, so at a logical end, let them finish their graduation or whatever, and then let's take a call what to do. And in the meanwhile I was busy doing a lot of things. And actually, unfortunately, I had a big accident in 2015. I was traveling in India for a wedding, आणि ते स्लीपर बर्थ असतात ना, त्यातली मिडल बर्थ माझ्या मानेवर पडली.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that was a big setback for me. आणि त्याच्यामुळे ऍक्च्युली बरेच हेल्थ इश्यूज झाले मला. ऍक्च्युली एक्सरे किंवा ह्याच्यात कशातही काही आलं नाही की काही डॅमेज आहे किंवा काही, म्हणजे त्यावेळेस नाही कळलं, पण स्लोली मला नेक पेन जे आहे माझं जात नव्हतं. आणखीन मग योगा टीचर ट्रेनिंग पण मी केलाय. आय थॉट बिकॉज आय वॉज एनिवेज डुईंग योगा फ्रॉम मेनी इयर्स, पण ॲज सच टीचर ट्रेनिंग नव्हतं. सो आय वॉज लाईक एनिवेज आता मला लॅपटॉपवर ह्याच्यावरती काम नाही करता येते बिकॉज दिस होल आर्म यूज टू पेन. सो ते नाही करता येते, तर आपण मग आता योगा, let's start teaching yoga and all that.
Okay, so that's how you kind of got into the yoga teaching as such.
Yeah, that's how I got into the yoga teaching.
Okay.
So like different things lead to different things.
I know, yeah, true. So आता तू actually योगा मध्ये कशी, ट्रेनिंग मध्ये कशी आलीस, न विचारता उत्तर दिलंस, पण महामंडळामध्ये, महाराष्ट्र मंडळामध्ये कशी पोहोचलीस आणि तिथे प्रेसिडेंट कशी झालीस, त्याचं जरा सांग.
हो, म्हणजे ऍक्च्युली माय लाईफ हॅज बीन फुल ऑफ सरप्राइजेस एव्हरी टाइम. Like I don't, although I'm an architect, I haven't been able to plan my life really. So like each day has been a surprise. So actually, yavarshi I had decided that I want to give time to the community, because after my accident with the neck, and I had a lot of health issues after that. So 2016 मध्ये मी art classes सुरू केले होते, because I wasn't able to work on a desk, like a full-time desk job. So I said, okay, fine, let me start with art classes. आणि art classes सुरू केले, आणि side by side मग योगाचं पण start केलं. And yeah, and then from last year, from 2 years I took treatment from a chiropractor for my neck. So त्यांनी बराच फायदा झाला मला. बरेचसे त्याचे जे because there was some nerves that was getting pressed or something was wrong, so ते हळूहळू rectify होत आहे. It's going to take time. So त्याच्यामुळे मग in the meanwhile classes also developed very well. I was involved in a lot of art-based community organization as well. इथे एक हायवे गॅलरी म्हणून आहे माउंट एव्हलीला, so I went on to the committee of that as well. आणि एक IA म्हणून एक ग्रुप आहे, इंडियन ऑस्ट्रेलियन आर्टिस्ट, सो आय एम पार्ट ऑफ दॅट ग्रुप एज वेल. तर त्याच्यामध्ये आम्ही बरेच एक्झिबिशन्स भरवले, आणि आय गॉट द बेस्ट आर्ट इन शो अ कपल ऑफ टाइम्स थ्रू दॅट. म्हणजे बऱ्यापैकी I was busy with the art side. Then last year I did a project for the Dandenong Council, a public art project. So they are developing an Indian precinct in Dandenong. So त्याच्याकरता त्यांनी they had called out to artists to send their submissions, and it was like a selection process.
Okay.
So yeah, so I did that. That was a very, very good exposure for me as well. And बरंच recognition पण मिळालं त्याच्यामुळे actually. as an artist.
म्हणजे थोडक्यात जे तू इंडियामध्ये असताना आर्किटेक्चर करत होतीस तेच तुझं इथं पण तसं बऱ्यापैकी कंटिन्यू झालं.
हो, म्हणजे ऍक्च्युली मी आर्ट साइडला जास्त गेले बिकॉज ऑफ माय ऍक्सिडेंट. आय स्टॉप द आर्किटेक्चर कोर आर्किटेक्चर थिंग and I went more into the art side. And from the art side, and because of the art, I also got a restaurant project last year. So South Melbourne मध्ये Rosa Mexicano म्हणून एक restaurant design केलं मी. So I have like painted the walls life size तिथे तिथे paintings केलेत actually, and it's come out very well, that restaurant.
सो आता तुझं ऍज सच प्रोफेशन काय आहे? म्हणजे तू बऱ्याच गोष्टी करतेस पण तुझं असं म्हणजे मेन प्रोफेशन काय तुझं?
So as such मी काही मेन प्रोफेशन ठेवलं नाहीये. So I am just taking life as it comes every day. So I'm teaching art, running regular art classes. I'm running regular yoga classes for the community center as well. आता कोविडच्या वेळेस पण मी I took free meditation classes for anyone who wants to join them. It was free for all. So online meditation classes सुरू केले. म्हणजे इथल्या लोकांनी जॉईन केलं आणि त्यांचे रिलेटिव्स इन इंडिया, दुबई मधले त्यांचे फ्रेंड्स, US मधले, they added on lot of people onto that group आणि बऱ्याच लोकांना बेनिफिट झाला त्याच्यामुळे. So त्याच्यामुळे ऍक्च्युली खूप बरं वाटलं. सो ऍक्च्युली ह्या वर्षी मग मी विचार केला बिकॉज 2 years I wasn't able to do anything much because of the health issues. So then I said, okay, this year I want to give. And my kids have also now grown up. माझा मुलगा पण सेकंडरी मध्ये गेलाय. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll be able to devote some time to community work as well. म्हणून महाराष्ट्र मंडळाच्या कमिटी करता मी अप्लाय केलं या वर्षी. आणि somehow it wasn't like a fixed group that was that came up to form a committee. So we were all on the day of the AGM, we were like different people. I mean, I hardly knew one or two of them. I didn't even know all of them. So we were like, okay, fine, you take up this responsibility, you take up that responsibility. And age wise I happen to be the senior most amongst all. So we are fairly young.
पण हे खूप इंटरेस्टिंग आहे की जनरली असं असतं ना की एक नेहमीचा एक ग्रुप असतो की तेच लोक दरवेळेला कमिटीमध्ये असतात किंवा ऑन अँड ऑफ असतात. कोणी प्रेसिडेंट बनतं, नंतर ते रिटायर होतात तिथनं किंवा दॅट काइंड ऑफ थिंग हॅपन राईट युजली. पण मग इथे असं झालं नाही, हे आय एम बिट सरप्राइज आहे.
इथे असं झालं नाही ऍक्च्युली because I felt because in 2014 when I came, also same situation झाली होती and there was no committee that year. So at that instant during the meeting I felt that असं नको व्हायला की कुठलीच कमिटी नाहीये, because a lot of new people who come into Melbourne or into a new country especially, they are actually looking forward very much to नवीन लोकांना भेटणं आणि ओळखी करणं आणि त्यांच्या मुलांच्या एज ग्रुपच्या लोकांना भेटणं किंवा टू बी फॉर्मिंग लाईक अ फ्रेंड सर्कल. So a lot of people are looking forward to that, and it becomes very very depressing and very isolating if there is no platform which gets people together. So म्हणून मी ऍक्च्युली जरा जास्तच हिंमत दाखवली यावर्षी. लाईक नाही काय झालं तरी कमिटी यायलाच पाहिजे महाराष्ट्र मंडळाची, असं व्हायला नको की देयर इज नो कमिटी. So yeah, I took up the job that no one wanted to take up basically.
सो आता जेव्हा पुण्यातनं किंवा इंडियातनं मराठी लोक जेव्हा येतात इकडे सिडनीला, सॉरी ऑस्ट्रेलियाला as such, so what would you suggest them to start over with? Maybe समजा मेलबर्न मध्ये आले तर where do you want them to start with to ease up their life basically?
To ease of their life, I mean, start with as in if they want to form a social circle, then obviously Maharashtra Mandal is there. Yeah, Maharashtra Mandal is always there to help and to connect with like-minded people. And otherwise also when once you connect to people, I think people are very helpful कारण सगळेच लोक नवीन आलेले आहेत या देशामध्ये. So they all know की काय काय प्रॉब्लेम्स असतात आणि दे ऑल हेल्पफुल. अँड आता तर एवढे व्हॉट्सअप ग्रुप आणि फेसबुक वगैरे एवढं आहे, तेव्हा आम्ही आलो तेव्हा तितकं नव्हतं हे सगळं, म्हणजे इतकी ऍक्टिव्हिटी नव्हती या सोशल मीडियावरती वगैरे. आता ऍक्च्युली मराठी मैत्रिणींचा एक ग्रुप आहे. देर आर सो मेनी ग्रुप्स ऑन फेसबुक, लाईक यू कॅन इझिली get into one of the group and you just have to shoot the question. There'll be 50 people who will answer you and who will want to meet you up. So yeah, so it's not very difficult now to get into touch with people.
So let's say आता एवढ्या ऍक्टिव्हिटीज चालू असतात, सो कधी असं होतं का की अरे किती स्ट्रेसफुल चाललंय लाईफ, असं होतं कधी?
हो, होतं ना, खूप वेळा होतं ऍक्च्युली.
So how do you relieve your stress?
Yeah, I meditate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in love with meditation. Absolutely. म्हणजे meditation it really खूपच helpful आहे आणि de-stress करायला to calm. Sometimes people have like anxiety आणि palpitations होतात किंवा बऱ्याच त्रास होतात लोकांना. So I think meditation is one thing that you should really try. आणि लोकांना वाटतं की हे काय नुसते असे बसून राहतात आणि it's so boring. म्हणजे समटाईम्स माझी मुलं पण असं म्हणतात की आम्हाला ते खूप बोरिंग वाटतं किंवा एक हे पण आहे की एज ग्रुप वाईज ऑल्सो you develop liking for different things.
Right.
So yeah, so I would definitely recommend meditation. In fact, मी माझ्या मुलांना पण थोडं meditation करायला लावते. Even if whether they like it or not, I make it a point that yeah, compulsory. Yeah. Compulsory. कमीत कमी at least 21 वेळा ओम chant करा डोळे मिटून. म्हणजे keep your mind free of thoughts for some time at least. Like be in the present is what they say. Like basically don't either you're thinking about the future or you're thinking about the past. And म्हणून मी म्हटलं की after I started teaching yoga, I think it was the best thing I started doing ever because that yoga philosophy and इतकं त्याचा in depth मध्ये मी reading केलं. It really changed my attitude towards life, and I don't plan what I'm going to do for the next 5 years, or I don't think about how I'm going to get more money or get more recognition or anything like that. All I'm focusing is on what I want to do, what is the thing that I like to do the most. And I just keep on doing what I like to do. Like this year I wanted to work for Maharashtra Mandal, and I got into it. Lockdown झालं, कार्यक्रम होत नव्हते, पण ते पण we took it all as a challenge. Since you have to take everything positive. Whatever is happening has its own pros and cons. So बरेच माझे आर्टचे पण सगळे क्लासेस ऑनलाईन सुरू केले आणि योगाचे पण ऑनलाईन सुरू केले. So we just change and adapt to whatever situation comes in front of you. Correct. So आम्ही महाराष्ट्र दिन सेलिब्रेट केला online, which was a big success actually. Even yoga day, international yoga day आम्ही online केला. So and we are trying to keep the community engaged in a very very healthy and positive way. बरेच आम्ही वर्ग पण चालवतो, पूजा classes, आणखीन संस्कृतचे वर्ग. मग recently there was a demand for people who were not getting people to do the last rites or the funerals. Oh, okay. For people. So yeah, so तो actually मी आणि अचला आम्ही दोघींनी पण तो क्लास पण जॉइन केलाय. So yeah, so we are learning to do the last rites for people, and it is actually a very important thing. A very important thing, yeah, to be helping people who are in sorrow, to help them come out of the grief, and आपली जी हिंदू philosophy आहे ती त्यांना explain करणं आणि that really that helps them come out of that grief. So this is an important contribution for society, I think. So
no, that's a really great effort actually. That will add a lot of value to people. या गोष्टीचा फार लोक विचार करत नाहीत, पण that's really good. You guys are doing it already. मराठी स्कूल तुम्ही काही फॉर्म केलं तिथे?
हो, आम्ही ऍक्च्युली ह्या वर्षी महाराष्ट्र मंडळाचा एक मराठी शिकवायचा इनिशिएटिव्ह पण आहे. And there are several other groups also who teach Marathi as well. But ह्या वर्षी आम्ही, आणि मी इथे आल्यापासून from last 6 years, I've been wondering why Marathi is not there in the Victorian secondary languages curriculum. कारण की माझ्या मुलांनी मराठी शिकावं अशी माझी खूप इच्छा होती, आणि नुसतं शिकावंच नाही, पण त्याचा काही बेनिफिट जर का झाला तुम्हाला VCE मध्ये किंवा 12वीच्या लेवलला, जे ग्रॅज्युएशनला जे तुम्हाला मार्क मिळतात, तर इथे DSL जे आहे विक्टोरियन सेकंडरी लँग्वेजेस, त्याच्यामध्ये सगळ्या भाषा आहेत, हिंदी, गुजराती, कन्नडा, पंजाबी, तेलुगू, एव्हरी यू नेम द इंडियन लँग्वेज इन इट इज देअर other than Marathi. So yeah, it has been my aim for last 6 years to and I've been trying to pursue that with every committee. So then I think that there's nothing more fortunate that this year I have, as a committee, we have taken that up on board, and आम्ही ते pursue करतोय. We've got a lot of support from the community, so we just called out to the community ki we just got out with a Google form ki if you are interested to get this language on to secondary, onto VSL, and at the same time we are also looking for teachers who can commit to teaching teaching Marathi in VSL. आणि मला खूप चांगला रिस्पॉन्स मिळाला. ऑलमोस्ट 375 responses we have got.
Okay, so, that's really massive.
Yeah, that's really massive, and I think this is a big step. I mean, we are actually creating history that if Marathi language comes, in Melbourne, if it comes onto the VSL list. Yeah, so that
That's
is a
good.
really good thing.
सो आता क्वारंटाईनचं जे लॉकडाऊन झालं किंवा चालू आहे ऑनगोईंग,
Mm.
त्याच्यामध्ये हजबंड आणि तुम्ही सगळेजण असे एकत्र आहात, बरोबर आहे, 24 तास.
Oh, oh.
तर त्याचे काही ॲडव्हर्स इफेक्ट झालेत का?
नाही, ऍक्च्युली ऍडव्हर्स इफेक्ट नाही झालेत, पॉझिटिव्ह इफेक्टच झालेत ऍक्च्युली.
का तुम्ही बोलत
म्हणजे
नाही का
मला
एकमेकांशी अजिबातच?
काय
अजिबात बोलणं सोडलंय का एकमेकांशी?
नाही नाही असं काही नाही झालंय. म्हणजे ऍक्च्युली इव्हन दो आमचं लव्ह मॅरेज नाहीये, पण तरी पण असं काही आम्हाला वाटत नाहीये की वी हॅव बीन फोर्स टू स्पेंड मोर टाइम टुगेदर ऑर एनिथिंग लाईक दॅट. वी गेट अलॉंग व्हेरी वेल बोथ ऑफ अस. आणि इनफॅक्ट माझे मिस्टर जे ते ही इज व्हेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ म्युझिक आणि ही इज व्हेरी टॅलेंटेड सिंगर आणि बरेच इन्स्ट्रुमेंट्स वगैरे पण ते वाजवतात. आणि माझी मुलं पण दोघे गाणं शिकतायत पुण्याच्या मिसेस छाया कुलकर्णी आहेत त्यांच्याकडून. आणि माझा मुलगा तबला पण शिकतोय निमकरांकडनं, ते मेलबर्नमध्येच आहेत ते. सो आणि माझ्या मिस्टरांनी पण गाण्याचा क्लास जॉईन केला बिकॉज ते खूप चांगलं म्हणतात, पण ऍज सच फॉर्मल ट्रेनिंग कधी घेतलं नव्हतं. त्यामुळे पहिला महिना तर नुसती गाणी आणि सिंथसायझर वाजतोय, माउथ ऑर्गन वाजतोय, तबला वाजतोय. सो इट वॉज व्हेरी नाईस ऍक्च्युली. मला खूप छान वाटलं, कारण की घरामध्ये लाईक देयर वॉज अ लॉट ऑफ conversation happening and in fact I'm going to feel really bad once the COVID uh, lockdown is over and everyone is back to their full time to the office or whatever. So
Sounds good.
it has been very positive. आणि इनफॅक्ट मुलांबरोबर पण खूप टाइम स्पेंड करता येतोय आणि त्यांच्याशी बराच संवाद साधता येतोय. कारण एकदा हायस्कूलला गेल्यावरती मुलं इथे हाऊ इट इज लाईक आपल्या आपल्या खोलीत बसतात, आणखीन दार लावतात, आणि सो आय एम द वन हू इज ऑलवेज ओपनिंग द डोर्स अँड मेकिंग शुअर दॅट दे आर टॉकिंग अँड आय एम टॉकिंग टू देम. दॅट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट ऍक्च्युली. कारण की टीनेज मध्ये स्पेशली जरी मुलं नाही बोलली आपल्याशी येऊन, तरी आपण त्यांच्याशी जाऊन बोललं पाहिजे, कारण त्यांच्या मनात काय चाललंय काय नाही ते इथे बाहेरच्या वर्ल्डला काय फेस त्यांना करावं लागतंय शाळेमध्ये.
Yeah, communication is
So
the
there
key
is,
everywhere for every
is
relationship.
a
That's
key.
what even I
Yeah,
understand. I also
yeah,
stress more on that one.
yeah,
Now, in the interest of time, आपण बराच वेळ आपण
yeah.
गप्पा मारलेल्या आहेत. तुला
Oh,
काही फायनल तुझ्या ऍक्टिव्हिटीज बद्दल जर का सांगायचं असेल तर फ्लोर इज ऑल युअर्स. प्लीज गो अहेड.
yeah,
लेट पीपल नो व्हॉट यू डू, वेअर दे कॅन फाइंड यू.
yeah,
तुझ्या याचा ऍक्टिव्हिटीचा कसा त्यांना फायदा होऊ शकतो, अँड देन वी कॅन क्लोज द कॉल.
yeah, sure, sure. So yeah, you can, I have my website, it's called www.artandeasel.com. And I also have a Facebook page called Art and Easel, ARTNEASEL. And I don't know if you can if I can add that as a comment, or I don't know how
Once I
people
post the
look.
video, you can add the comments and all those things.
Yeah, maybe I can just share a flyer or something
Yes,
on
yes.
in the comments there. Yeah, so they can find me on Facebook, and my phone number is available. My WhatsApp is available on my Facebook page as well. And yeah, I'm teaching art, different types, and I've had training from a lot of good artists from India, award-winning artists in Gone style, Warli, in Fard art as well. So I've been to all these different places in Rajasthan, Bhopal, etc. And I've actually worked with with these artists, and I try to incorporate their Indian indigenous styles, kind of create an amalgamation with the contemporary Melbourne scenario. And yeah, I organize exhibitions for students and give them exposure, give them a platform to exhibit their talent. And I also teach yoga. I have online classes for kids, for adults. Also, I have meditation classes. I teach at community centers as well. And I'm sometimes doing free classes for yoga. Today I have one in the evening. It's been run by an organization called IACC. It's a not-for-profit organization again. So yeah, and I also write a bit of poetry.
Oh, sorry,
And
I
yeah,
forgot to mention that before actually. Yeah.
yeah, that's just a hobby, writing poetry. I'm not really selling my poems or anything like that. But yeah, last year I got to work on this. I did illustrations for this book.
Okay.
So it's it's a book in poetry book in Marathi. It's like yeah, so it's yeah.
Oh wow!
There are a lot of lovely illustrations. So yeah, if you want to buy this book, it's hardly $5 for the charge for this book. So if you want to buy the book, yeah, you can get in touch with me for that as well.
Sure.
And yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Rashmi, for talking to us today. आणि मी आता हा
Ashish.
व्हिडिओ आपल्या ग्रुपवरती टाकणार आहे. तुला कुठे शेअर करायचं ते करू शकतेस. आय होप याचा लोकांना फायदा होईल, थोडीफार इन्फॉर्मेशन मिळेल लोकांना. They might get in touch with you for anything, comments, whatever it is.
Yeah, even commissioned art, like commercial projects. Like I'm doing a restaurant project recently. I started working on that as well. So yeah, I mean, just get in touch with me and just share what your expectation is, and yeah, I'm happy to help.
Sounds good. Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, Ashish. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.